Are you a complainer? Check out signs and solutions to fewer complaints. Sometimes when there are many things building up in our lives, we complain. It's a common human response to feeling overwhelmed. But complaining isn't just about grumbling for no reason. It often reflects our deeper emotional needs. One reason people complain is to express their emotions. When something bothers us, complaining allows us to release our frustration or sadness, which makes us feel better. Another reason is to connect with others. When we share our complaints with someone who has had a similar experience, it can bring us closer together. Sometimes people also voice concerns to seek help with a difficult problem. This can lead to a better understanding of the problem and possibly even a solution. For example, a person might complain about a broken machine at work, hoping someone else will help fix it. Complaining isn't always harmless, though. While complaining is a part of life, it can create a negative atmosphere and damage our relationships with others. Thus, it's important to be careful about how we do it.
Hi everyone, welcome to the show. I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Laura. And I think today you are going to love today's topic. Okay, let's read the title. It says, Are you a complainer? Check out signs and solutions to fewer complaints. So for those who are out there going, 有点难. Okay, it's okay. I'll explain a bit in Chinese. 这些人更容易抱怨。脱离过度抱怨的恶性循环.
Yeah, get away.
So complainer is basically someone who likes to complain, 就是抱怨的人. For example, nobody wants to sit next to the constant complainer on long trips. Have you ever had that?
What a nightmare.
I know.
I would put in my AirPods and just like go to sleep.
I know. Shh. Namaste.
Bedtime.
Yeah, I think just being a complainer won't solve the problem, right? Complaining is like really, sometimes it's like irritating.
It is. All right. Well, shall we take a look at today's article then? All right. It says, sometimes when there are many things building up in our lives, we complain. Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
I have to admit, sometimes I do complain a little bit, but I don't constantly do it over and over again. But yeah. Things build up, and when things build up, it's a phrase, and it means they gradually develop by like slow increments. So it goes like one by one by one. So yeah, for example, if you want to run a marathon, you build up your endurance by training and running. Or for example, if you have a lot going on in your mind and you don't share your feelings and let it out, then those emotions can build up, causing you to feel even more stressed, or, you know, maybe even having other thoughts like depression or feeling even worse than before, right?
So build up 有累积的意思哦，但是它也可以指情绪上的累积或是堆叠。Oh no! For example, don't let stress build up. Take a break and enjoy some music. Yeah, maybe relaxing music or happy music. 所以课文是说，有时候当生活当中有很多事情堆叠或是累积很多的时候，我们就觉得很想要抱怨吼，很阿杂。
Definitely. So, yeah, sometimes complaining is a little bit normal. When you complain, it just basically means it's a verb, and it means to say that you are annoyed, unhappy, or not satisfied about somebody or something. So, for example, we can say the rude customer complained about everything and demanded to see the manager. Is her name Karen?
Okay. Complain. 我们刚刚其实就有提到这个有一点点，当然就是抱怨，这整个主题都在讲抱怨哦。这是一个动词哦。So yeah, if you're not happy with the service, you should complain to the manager. 那生活当中可能会发生的，但是我觉得没有那么负面的那种抱怨的 feel 是什么呢？ For example, I don't want to complain, but why is it raining every time I forget my umbrella?
Gosh, it always happens to me. Or when I wear white shoes.
Oh,
right?
Exactly.
Goodness. Oh, man.
And the weather forecast doesn't help.
I know.
Okay, so but here we see today's language in focus. So let's take a look at that. Okay, 今天的 language in focus 我们要看到的是 there 加 be 动词加名词片语的句型表示某种人事物的存在哦。其中的名词片语后面可以接现在分词，也就是 VING， 或者是过去分词 PP， 以修饰其状态。首先我们先来看到课文有提到的就是现在分词表示主动语态哟，就是它其实是这两句子，就是 Sometimes there are many things in our lives 以及 When many things build up in our lives we complain 合起来变成 Sometimes When there are many things building up in our lives, we complain. 那事情是主动堆叠，因此呢，要使用现在分词 building up 来修饰。我再举另外一个例子，也是很简单的两句哦。There are people at the bus stop. 这是第一句。第二句 people are waiting. 那我们把它合起来就是 There are people waiting at the bus stop. 公车站有一些人在等候着。第二个我们要看到是过去分词表示被动语态。第一句 There are some packages on the table. 第二句 The packages are delivered. 我们合在一起就是 There are some packages delivered on the table. 桌上有一些已送达的包裹，那包裹是被送到桌子上的，因此要用过去分词 delivered 来修饰哦。再来我们来看这个 There are several chairs in the room. The chairs are placed. OK, 那合起来就是 There are several chairs placed in the room.就是房间摆着几张椅子，那因为 placed 是被某人摆放，所以要用 PP 哦。
All right, so let's take a look at the article and continue learning about complaining. It says it's a common human response to feeling overwhelmed. Yeah, so when you have a response to something, it's a noun and it means a reaction to something that has happened or been said. For example, we can say,The boss told Jamie that she was fired, and her response was to start crying and yelling. Oh no, not the best way to handle it, but then
Blacklist.
Yeah, not so good, but it's all right. It's normal to complain.
OK, response 这里呢是当作名词来用，就是回应、反应的意思。For example, when I asked for ice cream for breakfast, my mom's response was just one word.Nope. OK. 那我们常常也可以用 in response to 什么东西，就是对于某事物的回应或是反应。For example, in response to your question, we will provide more details tomorrow.
Now, it's normal to feel overwhelmed sometimes. And when you're overwhelmed, it just means you have so many things going on and that you can't handle the stress. And you can also say that you probably have a lot on your plate.OK,
so overwhelmed 我们常在口语会说这个是感到招架不住或是感到难以承受的，很好用哦，这是一个形容词。
Next, the article says, but complaining isn't just about grumbling for no reason. It often reflects our deeper emotional needs. Ooh.
Okay, so here we see the word grumble 是什么呢？这是一个动词，不停的对小事情一直抱怨啊，发牢骚或是挑剔哦。那 reflect 这个动词就是反应或是表达。Okay.
It makes sense. It says one reason people complain is to express their emotions. Yeah.
好啊，所以有时候人们抱怨的其中一个原因是因为想要表达他们的情绪。
Next, it says when something bothers us, complaining allows us to release our frustration or sadness, which makes us feel better. So when you release something, it's a verb. Here it means more like releasing your feelings. It means to like express your feelings such as anger or worry in order to get rid of them. So sometimes people they might cry or they might complain. They might, go boxing as a way to release those emotions. For example, we can say crying is a great way to release feelings of frustration or being hurt.
Release 这个动词就是宣泄啊，消除。For example, after a long day, nothing helps me release stress like jumping on a trampoline. 我也想要这样子耶。And frustration 这个名词就是挫折或是也有挫折感的意思。那特别要注意呢，它这里说 which makes us feel better， 关系代名词 which 指的是前方的整件事情哦。什么东西 makes us feel better？ 就是 complaining allows us to release our frustration or sadness.
Next it says here, another reason is to connect with others. When we share our complaints with someone who has had a similar experience, it can bring us closer together. Okay, so maybe a reason why people like to complain is because they can connect with others. When you connect, this verb means to join two or more things together, or you can link two or more things together. So when you connect with someone, it just means like you become closer, you become like maybe better friends, you build a better relationship. Here we can also say connect in a sentence like this. The two girls connected over their favorite K-pop bands and songs.
Like pink in your area. Okay. Connect 这个动词就是与他人建立关系。For example, I connect with my best friend through our shared love of good food and Korean dramas.
대박.
보고 싶어요. Okay. And we saw complaint. I mean, we saw complain. Complaint is the noun form. 就是也是抱怨，但是呢，它是个名词 complaint. 后面有个 T 哦。For example, his main complaint is that the Wi-Fi is too slow.
First world problems. All right, so when people complain or they share their complaints, they feel like this brings people or brings them closer together with others. So yeah, to bring somebody or something together just basically means to help people or groups become more friendly or to do something together. So for example, yeah, food brings people closer together, or playing board games with your family can bring everyone together.
So bring somebody together 就是使什么团结或是聚集。For example, nothing like pizza brings people together at a party.
Yum.
Well, I can totally relate. It's like when people complain about their horrible bosses, right? And everybody's like, oh, yeah.
He sucks.
I know.
Especially in the workplace. I think everyone does that and it makes people feel like, yeah, we're all in this together. But here it says, sometimes people also voice concerns to seek help with a difficult problem. Okay.
True. Okay. Voice 呢，在这里注意哦，是当作动词来用，意思是尤其是指负面感受的表达或是吐露。那课文整句是说，有时候人们也会借由表达这个抱怨，以寻求解决难题的帮助哦。
Next, the article says, this can lead to a better understanding of the problem and possibly even a solution. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think it's okay to share like your thoughts if you're really stuck. So here it says maybe if you talk to someone, they can help you think of a solution. Yeah, and a solution is a noun and it means a way of solving a problem or dealing with a difficult situation. So, for example, we can say, people are still trying to find different solutions of dealing with plastic pollution in the ocean.
But what's worse is like when I offer solutions, they
don't
just want to complain. I know. They don't care. Okay. Solution 是什么呢？就是解决办法。这里是个名词哦。For example, we need to find the solution to this problem quickly. Or the best solution is often the simplest one.
I agree. Next it says here, for example, a person might complain about a broken machine at work, hoping someone else will help fix it. Okay, so yeah, some complainers, they are like, oh, this is broken, the printer is broken, and they hope that someone else will do the work. Now, we saw the phrase at work, it just means the place where you work. So again, it's like the office setting.
At work 就是在工作的地点哦。For example, I wish I could take naps at work. Sounds like the dream job.
Ooh, I love that. Next, it says here, complaining isn't always harmless though. Okay, harmless is an adjective and it means unable or unlikely to cause damage or harm. Here, if you look at the suffix after the word harm, it's less, less. It means less harm. Now, if you see the opposite, ful, harmful, it would just mean full of harm. Okay? We can use harmless in a sentence like this. Although that dog is a huge breed, he's actually completely harmless and loves to play with people. Oh, so cute.
I want to play with the doggy.
Yeah.
Harmless 就是无害的。OK， 我们看到后面有 less 就是无什么的，无什么的，这是个形容词哦。 For example, my prank was totally harmless and it got everyone laughing. It's the whoopee cushion. 就是那种放屁坐下去的那个，我很爱耶。
That's really funny. Okay, next the article then says, while complaining is a part of life, it can create a negative atmosphere and damage our relationships with others. Okay, yeah, that's the thing I think you have to be careful about because if you complain all the time, you're bringing a lot of negative energy. Don't like it.
OK, 这里有用到连接词 while 表示虽然尽管，而 atmosphere 就是气氛啊或是氛围，它是一个名词哦。所以抱怨是生活的一部分啦，但它可能会造成负面的氛围哦，就是会是气氛，并且损害我们与其他人的关系哦。
It says here, thus it's important to be careful about how we do it.
真的，因此我们在抱怨的时候一定要非常的谨慎哦，不要让大家都讨厌你。大家喜欢今天的主题吗？我超爱的，不要忘了按赞、订阅、分享我们的 YouTube 频道和 Facebook 哦。
Yay! And I have our For You chat question for today, and it says, do you complain a lot? What do you usually complain about?
No, I don't complain a lot because I don't want to come off as annoying to others. I prefer to process my feelings on my own or think of ways to address my problems and shift my focus to other things. You guys have to learn from me.
I know.
While I do share some of my frustrations with friends like Tiffany, I generally try to move past them. And I tend to complain about just silly or funny things like rude people on the MRT. But when it comes to bigger issues, I usually keep those to myself.
Yeah, I'm like totally the same as you.
High five.
I know. Like, I think sometimes it's okay to complain a little bit, like if you're frustrated, but I don't, after I mention it once, I won't mention it again. Because
Exactly.
I feel like I've said my piece. I've already said what I wanted to say. And I don't also want to bring negative energy to other people. Like, how annoying is that to constantly like hear someone
I hate it when people
stuff.
talk about the same things like over and over.
I know,
for
like be quiet. Do you realize you've been repeating this? Yeah, so I don't complain a lot, but of course, like sometimes like silly or funny things happen in life, and I love sharing them with you.
And they keep happening.
I know.
It's like, oh my gosh, guess what happened?
I know, and they're kind of funny to share with your friends.
Why are they so
that's
stupid?
I know. Why are we so smart and beautiful? We do have more to talk about with like complaining, but that's in day 2. Sorry, we run out of time for today, but we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Vocabulary Review.
Complain. After waiting for more than 30 minutes for her food, Sally complained to the restaurant manager. Response. Michelle apologized to Sue for being rude. She said bad things in response to not being invited to Sue's party. Release. Alex released his anger by shouting into the wind as loudly as he could. Connect. Mia connected with her classmate Tim because they both enjoy painting and singing, and they soon became good friends. Solution. Stop worrying and think for a moment. I'm sure we can find a good solution to the problem. Harmless. I'm not scared of a few ants getting in my house. They're pretty harmless.
智慧小补帖
Overwhelmed. Grumble. Reflect. Frustration. Atmosphere.